Welcome, everybody. We're welcoming back Joe Gavazzi, NBA and NCAA basketball analyst, and Joe is on a tear with us. 12-5-1 in his SBR pick videos in the college hoops and the NBA in the last 2 weeks. Now, let's remember this. The one push was a game Joe actually had 11, and it moved to another half a point, and that right there would have been another win. So he's clicking on all cylinders, and there's an NBA game that he likes tonight, Chicago Bulls at the Boston Celtics. Joe, first and foremost, welcome back. Congratulations on the fine job you're doing for us. The Bulls plus 3.5, that's the pick you like. Minus, I know it's not a lot of wiggle room. Do you see any chance at the Bulls just getting an outright victory at Boston?
Yeah, I think there's a chance they can certainly win this game outright. After all, they've won 4 of the last 5 games from this Boston team. And the lone game they lost to Boston in this series was the first game they played this year when Chicago actually out-rebounded them and outshot them, but had a couple of fourth-quarter miscues. Nonetheless, Chicago enters on a 4-1 straight-up an ATS run in the series versus Boston. Each of these teams have some very common things that has happened to them in recent weeks. They're playing horrible defense. Boston was rolling along in the top 3 in the NBA in defensive efficiency before they fell to the bottom half of the league during a 4-8 straight up an ATS slide. But that pales in comparison to the problems that Chicago has been having on defense. They are now on a 2-5 straight up slide in which they have allowed 109 points per 100 possessions for the opposition. That's way down at the bottom of the NBA in the last 2 weeks. So each team looking to turn things around on the basis of how poorly their defense has played. There's one deciding factor in this game, along with Chicago's recent dominance of Boston. It'll be the most recent performance for the Chicago Bulls. Yesterday, we cashed a winner in the SBR video line with the Cleveland Cavaliers as they bounced back from a previous home loss to Golden State by over 30 points. Well, Chicago Bulls are right in the same boat today. 2 nights ago on national TV in front of the entire country, they too were embarrassed by the world champion Golden State Warriors. I think that was the last straw for Chicago. I look for, like Cleveland, a huge bounce back in their next game, and expect them to win this game outright at Boston. Take the Chicago Bulls plus the 3.5 points in this one.
Joe, with that stat you put out there, 4-1 against the spread the last 5 contests against Boston. If I'm correct, Joakim Noah was in every one of those games. Now he's gone. Is there any hesitancy whatsoever because of that loss and the inconsistent play of Derrick Rose, or are you just confident they have what it takes against a Boston squad that's really been up and down, up and down?
As most NBA analysts, I believe that Joakim Noah on that team with Hoiberg as the coach is actually a negative in the lineup. I love Noah. I think he's a great player, has been since his college days in Florida. But I don't think he quite fits in with the Bulls and what Hoiberg is doing. So I think they're actually a better team without Noah in the lineup.
Okay. Yeah, and 2 young coaches here probably faced each other in college, Brad Stevens and Hoiberg, and I admire both of them. They got their hands cut out for them, though, keeping this all together. Heard an interesting note you might be interested in that Noah possibly could be heading down to play with the Thunder. Imagine that, back with Billy Donovan. So just something I heard out there. Okay, viewers, you heard it. I know I'm jumping aboard. I'm actually surprised the Bulls are getting 3.5, but Chicago Bulls plus 3.5 at Boston tonight. That's the direction that Joe Gavazzi is guiding us, and that direction leads to profit, so don't miss it. Joe, I wish you a great weekend. Enjoy the playoffs and enjoy profiting again, beating the book.